tired. 2 days of conversation and partnerships and content, and you're tired. So am I. Okay? So we are going to make this a fabulous 2 hours. We promise to have you out for your dinner at 8:30. Okay? Now, I want us to remember just for a second, because every one of us who works in this space thinks they're not doing enough. We all think it's not good enough. We all say, great job, but we've a long way to go. Can we throw that out tonight? Whether you are an awardee, or you're part of a team, or you're part of the Zero Conference tribe, can we just say we're doing a really good job today? Yeah? Can we just not say, job well done? Because the criticism and the negativity often makes us feel small, and I think today you should feel fantastic. And I am going to say that those of you who got awards, it is a big deal. So just take that little moment home. I'm sorry we can't have a conversation with every one of you, but we would be here till midnight, and we need to be here for the sun salutation tomorrow at 9 a.m. So I'm going to ask a few things of you. A few notes is, this year, our founder, Martin Essl, has invited the ambassadors of several of our countries, of the award winners here. So can we do a round of applause to our ambassadors over here? Thank you, ambassadors. I mean, that's just fantastic. And the ambassador to the relevant country will be giving out the award, which is amazing. Second thing is, if we were to clap after every single awardee, I think we'll be very banjaxed. So I suggest what we do is give a huge clap at the end of each of the 3 rounds of awardees. Is everybody happy with that? Now, if you want to give a shriek out, please do. But I just think we might just, give the energy instead. Now, before we begin, I am delighted to invite back Max Rubisch, who is just going to give us a few remarks. So, Max, please take to the stage. Give him a round.
Thank you very much. Royal Highness, dear ambassadors, dear Mr. Essl, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. It is a great honor for me to speak to you on behalf of the Federal Minister of Social Affairs, Rudolf Anschober. Unfortunately, he cannot be here with us today, but let me give you his best regards to all of us. The Zero Project Conference has become a highly recognized event, bringing together people from all over the world every year with the common goal to get a world without barriers. I have heard this time it's more than 800. Many thanks to the United Nations for hosting this conference in the building of the United Nations in Vienna. As you may know, since the beginning of this year, Austria has a new federal government. The implementation of the UN Disability Rights Convention is a very important issue for us. So let me quote our new government program. Austria ratified the Disability Rights Convention in 2008 with the aim to ensure the inclusion of people with disabilities in society. The next years must be devoted to the intensive implementation. In the sense of inclusion, every area of politics has to take his responsibility. In 2012, the Austrian federal government adopted the first National Action Plan on Disability for the years 12 to 20 as a strategy to implement the CRPD. At the moment, this plan is being evaluated, and we are now in the middle of a broad process, of a participative process to draft our second National Action Plan on Disability for the years 22 to 30. It will be a common plan of the federal area and the federal level and the regional level, with the involvement of all the stakeholders, and it will be a common strategy to implement the CRPD in Austria. As for the theme of the conference this year, education, again I quote the government program. For the federal government, the key issues are education and employment. In the long term, the aim is to create an inclusive system of education where all children and young people get the support they need to participate in an inclusive school. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that this Zero Project conference will make an important contribution to this aim. So thank you very much.
The Zero Project Anthem is dedicated to the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and all its goals. Its premiere, the Zero Project Conference Vienna in February 2018. Access Israel, together with 1,100 students of the Bialik Rogozin School in Tel Aviv, learned the anthem in sign language and sent a video. The students on the sports court start signing, some of them wave flags. Inside a circular building, a singer and a choir.
If you see me, take me just the way I am. We could change the world because we understand. If we both are part of the same society, I could be me.
An audience films the performance.
Zero barriers, zero walls, zero borders, zero bombs, zero limits. By reaching our aim, Zero Project, the dignity of man.
A blonde singer.
You give me chances and take me by the hand. If you let me grow and if you let me be, if we all give up our partiality, then I could be free.
Zero barriers, zero walls, zero borders, zero bombs, zero limits. Reaching our end, Zero Project, the dignity of man.
The choir mingles with the audience. Everybody smiles and starts clapping. Students wave their hands to express clapping in sign language. On a white screen, a green plant with 3 leaves grows. Zero Project for a world without barriers.
So I officially declare our award ceremony open. So shall we begin? Okay.
Yes, ja, los geht's, los.
To the Madrasa Center from the United Arab Emirates and the Pride Program, also an impact transfer participant. The Pride Program offers education programs, vocational training, and employment services to children and young persons with disabilities, and collaborates with many others to promote inclusion.
Here we go.
Congratulations to Enable from Kenya, also an impact transfer participant. Enable works across Kenya to increase access to assistive technology for students who are blind or have low vision. It equips specialist schools with assistive technology computer labs, including PCs and software, and provides training for teachers and students. Since 2009, Enable has enrolled over 7,700 students in these labs.
Congratulations to Nai Disha Research Center from India, also an impact transfer participant. The center supports families of children with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Its free online platform offers evidence-based information, and offline support is also available through workshops and support groups.
Congratulations to the Association of Shared Learning, ELA, from Bulgaria's One School for All program, also an impact transfer participant. The Association of Shared Learning is an education-focused NGO. Their One School for All program helps schools to organize their processes and resources to become more inclusive. It offers schools support in 4 key areas: school leadership, classroom practices, partnership with parents, and child safety.
Congratulations to Universidad Andrés Bello from Chile, also an impact transfer participant. Chilean University, Universidad Andrés Bello, has developed a structured 3-year vocational training program for students with intellectual disabilities, fully housed within the university campuses. The program develops employment skills in specific industries and supports students' transition to work.
Congratulations to Humanity and Inclusion Senegal and their Promoting the Full Participation of Children with Disabilities in Education program, also an impact transfer participant. The program works on multiple levels with individual children and families, with teachers and schools, and also in influencing policy regarding inclusive education.
Congratulations to Livox from Brazil, also an impact transfer participant. Livox is a communication platform that enables people who cannot communicate verbally and people with learning difficulties to communicate and learn. Uses select virtual cards with pictures and phrases which can be shown to others or read aloud. The software uses artificial intelligence to respond to the needs of the user.
Congratulations to the Finnish Service Foundation for People with an Intellectual Disability, KVPS, and their On the Verge of Adulthood program, also an impact transfer participant. KVPS has developed On the Verge of Adulthood, a program designed to assist people with disabilities to transition from secondary education to the next phase of their life. KVPS works with schools, municipalities, and NGOs to support people aged between 13 and 25 and their families to develop personal action plans and support this transition.
Congratulations to Capito Mecklenburg-Vorpommern from Germany, also an impact transfer participant. Based in Germany, it has worked in partnership with the Staatliches Museum Schwerin, a museum and art gallery, to develop a training course for persons with disabilities to conduct art tours and create job opportunities.
Congratulations to Amar Siva Sangam from India, also an impact transfer participant. Amar Siva Sangam has trained over 1,800 community rehabilitation workers in rural areas to provide early intervention therapy at home to young children aged 0 to 6. It has developed an app that helps increase access to therapies for children. Is it? Congratulations to the National Institute for Comprehensive Early Childhood Care from the Dominican Republic and their integrated early childhood care model. The model was launched to introduce comprehensive early childhood care centers for children with and without disabilities aged 45 days to 5 years. In 2019, there were almost 700 centers throughout the Dominican Republic with some 11,000 employees.
Congratulations to the Israeli Ministry of Health-supported Education Services program. Part of the ministry's rehabilitation package, it is operated by various service providers and universities. The policy promotes lifelong learning from the completion of secondary education to higher education.
Congratulations to the Namibian Ministry of Education's sector policy on inclusive education. The policy is mandatory for all government bodies and all subsidized institutions responsible for education, from early childhood to the post-secondary level. It foresees teacher training and the support of assistant teachers in the classroom to facilitate inclusion.
Congratulations to the Ministry of Education, Sports and Culture from Samoa. The Ministry's inclusive education policy for students living with disability regulates access to basic learning and recognizes diversity, culture, respect, and acceptance. It ensures inclusive and equitable quality education and promotes lifelong learning opportunities for all.
Congratulations to the Queensland Department of Education's Inclusive Education Policy from Australia. Implemented in 2018, this policy is designed to ensure that students with disability in Queensland's state schools receive the support they need to belong to the school community. It includes all state schools and educational settings and obliges them to comply.
Congratulations to the Access and Inclusion Model from the Department of Children and Youth Affairs in Ireland. The model is a government initiative for children with a disability aged 2 years and 8 months to 5 years and 8 months and supports access to early childhood care and education based on the needs of the child and the preschool.
Congratulations to the Ministry of Education in Nepal. The Ministry's comprehensive inclusive education policy targets the right to education in one's own community without discrimination, from preschool to higher education. It is implemented by program committees at the local and provincial level, as well as by NGOs.
Congratulations to the City of Vienna's Bildungsdirektion from Vienna, Austria. This pilot is geared towards all compulsory education facilities in Vienna to achieve a continuous and successful school process for children with autism, and individual solutions are created for each child.
Congratulations to the Province of New Brunswick's Department of Education and Early Childhood Development from Canada and its New Brunswick Provincial Autism Training. This program supports preschool and education personnel, families and service providers to gain the skills required to meet the needs of preschool-age children and students with autism within an inclusive educational context.
Congratulations to Pädagogische Hochschule Salzburg from Austria for the Blue Hochschulprogramm. The university has developed a program that allows students with intellectual disabilities to create and study a personalized curriculum alongside teacher training students.
Congratulations to the Association of Barrier-Free Access from Turkey. This NGO has developed a barrier-free online learning platform offering courses to persons with visual impairments. The courses are prepared and conducted on a voluntary basis by 20 visually impaired instructors.
Congratulations to mais diferenças from São Paulo, Brazil for Projeto Brincar. In Projeto Brincar, educators and families are trained in accessible and inclusive pedagogical practices based on universal design principles to make early childhood education more inclusive. The project is based in São Paulo and reached more than 500 schools and trained over 2,100 students.
Congratulations to the Microsoft Corporation for Immersive Reader. Immersive Reader increases the readability of texts for students with and without disabilities, most notably for people with dyslexia, visual impairment, or autism. It is used by more than 16 million people every month.
Congratulations to the Disabled Rehabilitation and Research Association from Bangladesh. The Learn for Life program offers a holistic model for supporting children with a variety of disabilities to achieve more in school and has supported around 8,000 children.
Congratulations to KHM Museumsverband from Austria for the development of arches. The program develops and implements solutions so that persons with various disabilities can experience museums independently.
Congratulations to Universidad Politécnica Salesiana from Ecuador. In their educational inclusion project, students with disabilities receive support through a person-centered approach and a reasonable accommodation plan.
Congratulations to the International Parents Alliance and other organizations from Greece. Elpida is an e-learning platform for intellectual disability awareness. It is aimed at parents of persons with intellectual disabilities to increase their knowledge and skills to better support their children.
Congratulations to the Houston Community College from the United States. The Vocational Advancement and Skills Training Academy, RAST, gives students with intellectual and developmental disabilities the option of continuing their education after high school.
Congratulations to Canales from Argentina for their Videolibros Enseñas feature. It is the first virtual video library available in several sign languages. The videos are accompanied by voiceover so that deaf children can read stories with their hearing parents. Since its creation in 2011, the virtual library has been used on average more than 4,000 times every month.
Congratulations to Sama Nepal for their Inclusive Education Initiative. This NGO provides inclusive education for out-of-school children. The organization collaborates with parents, schools, community-based organizations, and government agencies to supply a wide range of support measures.
Congratulations to ADPP in partnership with Light for the World from Mozambique. These two organizations are working together to transform rural teacher training centers, TTCs, into centers of excellence and expertise on inclusive education. 200 new teachers have been trained in inclusive education each year.
Okay, that is round one, so we can give a big round of applause for that group. Woo! Woo-hoo! Excellent. Guys, you are amazing. So we are going to have our first keynote speech of the evening, and of course, we will hand the floor to our founder, Martin Essl.
Thank you, Caroline. Ladies and gentlemen, dear ambassadors, excuse me, Your Royal Highness, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends and partners and mentors, and big part of the huge Zero Project family. It's always an honor to be with you at the ceremony. This is the absolutely highlight of 1 year of work. As you have seen, the ceremony award is already in full progress. 25 wonderful innovations were presented to you. On one hand, we are very proud that some ambassadors from countries where the innovations came are joining us. But on the other hand, it's very important that young people are also with us at the photo, because this year's topic means inclusive education, and we are doing these educational innovations for the next generation in most cases. And therefore, this is a strong sign that how important it is to fully involve persons with and without disabilities to decide how these innovations should look like. I got a new job from my team to act as one of two wave breakers, and I do my best to do this. Another fact is that since 2013, we have been 580 awardees, all part of our 4 years research circle, or 8 years of intensive work. And I thought I will spend the next minutes to telling you more about the Serie project and our plans for the future. Most of you have been here now for full days with us already, so you know and you can feel in this very moment that we all have built here together. But what is next? And what is our strategy for the next 4 years? Next year is the start of our 3rd research circle. But it still feels like a startup. I am, and we all are, just as excited about what we are doing now as we were 10 years ago. But rest assured, we do now also have 10 years of hugely valuable experiences. The Serie project network is still growing and comprises some 5,000 experts, both with and without disabilities, and organizations from 180 countries around the world. What amazing power of creativity, inspiration, and engagement. We can learn from each other and motivate each other to follow our common path. And with Serie Project Impact Transfer, we support 10 social entrepreneurs annually to be ready for scaling up. And the Serie Project Conference has become one of the most important meeting points for our community of innovators, politicians, UN and NGO organizations, mentors and foundations that be inspired by new approaches each year. But our mission remains still the same: to tear down barriers for persons with disabilities and leave no one behind through innovative practices and innovative policies. I should in particular like to share with you some of our strategic decisions we have made recently. We have decided to work on a variety of different strategies. First, in Austria and elsewhere around the world. Some are continuations, but some are new. Let me start with Austria. Here we follow the prototype of Access Israel to support Austria to be a kind of role model country with zero barriers. First, we will continue to strengthen our corporate and industrial section dialogues. We have established valuable and strong partnerships, not only with regional NGOs, but also with government bodies like the Ministry of Social Affairs and the Austrian Employment Agency. These are in addition to those we have with several regional governments, business associations, individual companies, and many more to ensure employment for all. Second, we will continue to work with the Austrian newspaper Die Presse. Together, we publish each year 2 supplements on inclusive employment and accessibility. And we also sponsor special Austrian leading company awards in each region in Austria for extraordinary entrepreneurship in the promotion of inclusive employment. Third, for the very first time on Tuesday, we were hosting a kind of pre-opening event at the Austrian Parliament, jointly with the President of the Austrian Parliament and the Sinnbildungsstiftung, an Austrian foundation focusing on innovation in education that the Essl Foundation has co-initiated. This event was designed to promote this year ICT solutions for more inclusion in the Austrian educational system. And we are very happy and thankful to the President of the Austrian Parliament that he invited us, because of this big success on Tuesday, to repeat this. And our goal is to have also in the future pre-opening ceremonies, not anywhere, but in the plenary room of the Austrian Parliament. I think this is a very strong sign. And thank you for that. Fourth, together with Cisco Systems and Cisco Academy, Austrian vocational schools, the University of Applied Sciences, UANEUM, and employers with myAbility and Spezialisterne, we have developed a pilot for inclusive employment in the ICT sector. This we have called the Inclusive IT Academy. As part of a pilot model funded by the Ministry of Economic Affairs, 13 out of 14 students with 5 different disabilities have successfully passed their final exam in cybersecurity and data protection. The training was based on a course offering of the Cisco Networking Academy. Most of the attendees have already found employment in the ICT industry in Austria. This project shall be developed further. And I should tell you that this would not have been possible without the strong support of our dear friend and champion Susan Scott Parker and Pat Rumsick, who created and maintained our international connections and working on a similar project internationally. And finally, after donating the Essl collection of modern art to the renowned Albertina Museum, we are creating with them a program to make the communication of art more inclusive by training staff with various forms of disabilities and providing employment opportunities. Now our international activities. Internationally, the Zero project will continue to build on its strengths and develop them further. We have identified 3 specific areas of focus. First, our cooperation with supranational organizations. We have already established a cooperation with the ITU, the International Telecommunication Union, in building a special curation program for innovators and inventors like startups, small enterprises, or research organizations that are actively engaged in the development of digital innovative solutions in Europe and Israel. This program is conducted within the framework of the ITU Regional Initiative for Europe on ICT Accessibility. The second area is our digitalization project. We have started to build an IT platform that connects all the expertise, experts, nominations, and conferences over the last 8 years. This will help us immensely, and in future, we hope also you. I think you will agree that together we have created a unique treasure trove of working solutions, project, and expert feedback on both. By connecting it all up and open it up, we intend to add even further value to this treasure over the next 4 years and beyond. Perhaps as importantly, it will also help us to measure the Zero project impact. And please help us to improve our service to the community. I believe in the second Zero project Almanach will provide an excellent opportunity to present our joint progress at our next conference in 2021. And finally, we have begun to regionalize the Zero project. We are happy to celebrate the early success of this push in Latin America. Carola, will you be so kind to join me now here? We have already established a wonderful partnership and established an excellent partnership with the Fundación Descúbreme in Chile to take our path to Latin America, and in doing so, we have the ability to reach some 500 million Spanish-speaking people in their mother tongue we have not yet reached to date. And to announce this collaboration officially, I now ask Carola, the Executive Director of Fundación Descúbreme, to join me and to say some words about this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, everyone. We are very excited about this alliance, and we have been working so hard the last year for the Zero project community. Descúbreme believes a world without barriers, and you are all invited to come to Santiago de Chile for the Zero project conference, June the 2nd and the 3rd of this year. Thank you very much for the opportunity to expand what we have done in Zero project the last 8 or 10 years. Thank you.
And I will ask the ambassador of Chile to come now to us so that we can take a picture, because this is very important, this step for all of us. But Mama, so. Thank you very much. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Carola, and we are looking forward to a long-lasting partnership with you. So, as you have now heard, we are very excited about the launch of our new cycle. I should like to conclude my personal thanks now to the whole Zero project team, so ably led by Michael Feinbeck. Thank you so much for your work to develop together with our core team and me the development on Zero project globally, but also to Michi Pichler, who is responsible for all the activities together with Karin Pranjes for our activities in Austria. Thank you so much, Michi and Frau Pranjes. The Zero project would still not be possible without this exceptional team and without the engagement of all the many members of the Zero Project Global Network. Together, we really are creating a world without barriers. But all that now said, we are even more excited about to step aside and let the award ceremony continue. Thank you, everybody. Have fun. Be inspired by amazing innovations you will be seen now. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. And congratulations on the new partnership with Chile. This is a fantastic advancement. Now, Michael Fenbeck is a little bit competitive. So I believe that we're near trending on the Twitter situation in Austria. So can we hashtag ZeroCon20 or Zero Project or whatever you got? Because that would make his night. So can we just hashtag the lot out of it, okay? Right, guys, we're going to hashtag. Here we go. Round 2 is about to begin. Okay. Okay, Wilfred, take it over.
Congratulations to Bridge of Hope from Armenia. The Smile for Children program creates an inclusive learning environment and facilitates the transition from preschool to primary school for children with disabilities. 145 children with disabilities have been supported across 23 kindergartens.
Congratulations to Unicef Montenegro for mainstreaming DAISY books. Unicef launched a project across Montenegro to produce DAISY standard audiovisual books and make them available in mainstream primary schools. The project aims to make learning materials accessible to students with various disabilities, such as blindness and dyslexia. The project started in 25 schools and has expanded to 70 now.
Congratulations to Fundación Once from Spain. Fundación Once has created open and accessible online training courses for professionals and service providers working in a variety of sectors. Participants learn the importance of universal design and how to apply accessibility in their particular profession.
Congratulations to Israel Elwin from Israel for the Creating a Future project. This project prepares students between the ages of 16 and 21 for adulthood through employment skills and orientation training. The project also supports preparation for employment through an assessment of individual interests and strengths. Kenya. Congratulations to Signs Media from Kenya for Sign TV. Signs Media launched a 24-hour sign language television station which broadcasts content in sign language along with spoken words and audio. Signs TV. What? What's that? Sorry. Congratulations to University, I'm sorry about that, from Brazil for the Digital Games Development Project. The project encourages the creation of digital games by children, involving children with and without disabilities. Children get involved in intellectual and affective activities like negotiation, ideas development, results analysis, and interaction. Around 50 children have participated in the project, including those with intellectual disabilities.
Congratulations to Christoffel Blindenmission and Jairo Serie from Zimbabwe. The two organizations started inclusive education centers to teach children with physical, visual, and hearing disabilities together with children without disabilities from early childhood onwards. They also educate local governments, schools, and companies about disability inclusion.
Congratulations to Light for the World working in South Sudan. The project makes education accessible for children with disabilities in camps for internally displaced persons. It provides training to teachers in the camps, supports children with disabilities and their families, and offers training to relief workers. Congratulations to Akim from Israel. Akim Israel is a national organization for people with intellectual disability and their families. Providing training and support, it started a national program to make museums and leisure sites accessible for persons with intellectual disabilities.
Congratulations to Sightsavers for their early childhood development in Malawi. The organization works with local community-based children's centers and creates low-cost learning materials to make education more inclusive for children with disabilities.
Congratulations to the Al-Hussein Society from Jordan. The Leaving No One Behind program is a one-year course to prepare children with disabilities for joining mainstream schools. A diverse support team provides services such as tuition and therapy, followed by an assessment. 111 children with disabilities enrolled in the program, with 77 admitted to mainstream schools.
Congratulations to the Rodrigo Mendes Institute and partners from Brazil. The Open Doors to Inclusion project promotes the inclusion of students with disabilities in Brazilian schools. It trains educators and policymakers in inclusive physical education and topics such as accessibility, regulations, and the development of inclusive school projects. The Open Doors Inclusion course has been delivered in person by inclusive education experts and is now available online.
Congratulations to Adisa from Guatemala. Adisa trains teachers in inclusive teaching methods, offers parent workshops, early intervention therapy, and academic support to students at home. Moreover, this NGO raises awareness about disabilities in the community. The program has supported more than 150 young people.
Congratulations to the Mathematical Society with partners from Serbia for the Final Exam project. Final Exam is a free online educational platform which supports students with and without disabilities in their preparation for the national primary school final exams. The exam questions are offered in various formats, such as easy language and with an extensive use of pictures corresponding to the skill level of a particular student.
Congratulations to Light for the World and partners for the RAISE project in India. This project aims to increase the participation of children with various disabilities in mainstream schools by training teachers on inclusive techniques. 617 teachers have been trained, and official partnerships have been set up with the government in 5 states of northeast India.
Congratulations to the Centre for Disability Studies from Australia for the Uni2 Beyond project. The initiative enables individuals with intellectual disabilities to experience university life at the University of Sydney. Students can undertake a paid internship while receiving peer support and career advice.
Congratulations to RET Americas from Panama for their Inclusive Safety Project. The organization runs an inclusive school safety project to teach students with disabilities how to manage the risks associated with natural hazards. This is the first project ever to integrate disaster risk reduction and management practices into public schools.
Congratulations to Urability from Ireland. In 2019, Urability launched its training programs through an online tool that selects the most appropriate course for a particular child. Since January 2019, more than 400 teachers and parents have subscribed to the online platform.
Congratulations to EduClick from Cameroon. Sorry.
Congratulations to Universitas Brawijaya from Indonesia, the Center for Disability Studies and Services at Universitas Brawijaya Indonesia runs an affirmative admission program for students with various disabilities, which includes an admissions quota complemented by student support services. The center also raises awareness about disabilities at the university and advocates inclusive higher education at the national level.
Congratulations to the University of Cape Town from South Africa. The university started a disability studies program at various levels for students with and without disabilities, and a curriculum focused on advancing inclusive practices in education, health, and social context. Congratulations to Access Israel from Israel. Access Israel has developed a training program of lectures and personal meetings for teachers and school service providers that provides instruction as to how to work with students with disabilities.
Tomorrow is it?
Congratulations to Sci-Fi from Greece for Games for the Blind. Games for the Blind is a series of free electronic games designed for blind children, as well as an online platform allowing anyone to create and share their own game.
Congratulations to Sono Kids from Australia for creating Ballyland. Ballyland is a range of educational software programs and apps for children who are blind or visually impaired. The apps support children to acquire assistive technology skills and to practice their orientation, spatial awareness, memory, and listening.
Congratulations to Fundación Once from Spain for Práctico. Práctico is a free education model for children who are blind or have low vision. It uses an accessible app along with a combination of learning tools to teach Braille to students with and without blindness.
Congratulations to the Catholic Health Association of India for their Grassroots Comics. Grassroots Comics is a project that teaches children with various disabilities how to develop and produce hand-drawn comics on paper as a medium for self-expression and a tool for self-advocacy.
Congratulations to the Rick Hansen Foundation from Canada. The Rick Hansen Foundation Accessibility Certification is a rating system to measure meaningful accessibility in the built environment.
Congratulations to the Royal Institute for Deaf and Blind Children from Australia. UEB Online is a free and fully accessible online course targeted at sighted people who want to learn Unified English Braille Code. Target groups are educators, families, allied health professionals, education administrators, and policymakers.
Congratulations to the Arab Episcopal School, or IBIT from Jordan. The Arab Episcopal School is an inclusive school and kindergarten for blind and visually impaired children. Learning is supported by assistive devices and accessible materials such as magnifiers and Braille books. Children with and without visual impairments and from different religions learn together from infancy to age 16.
Congratulations to Fundación Dales de la Palabra from Spain for their Tres Olivos School The school in Madrid offers inclusive education to students with and without hearing impairments, from early childhood to high school and through to vocational training.
Congratulations to FELM in partnership with EECMY DASSC for their project in Ethiopia. FELM, an NGO from Finland, runs a social and educational program for the deaf jointly with a local organization in Ethiopia. The program provides training for teachers in mainstream schools in the use of sign language and enables deaf students to avoid specialist boarding schools.
Okay, magnificent round of applause, please, for that group. A big shout out. Woo-hoo! Magnificent human beings. Okay, we are going to have our last keynote for tonight. I met His Royal Highness, the Prince Mired of Jordan last night, and I have to say, wonderful conversation. So I'm delighted to ask His Royal Highness to join us with Alia Zereikat to give us our keynote for this evening. So please welcome to the stage, both.
Hello. Thank you. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly a delight to be back in Vienna and to attend again the Zero Project Conference for the 5th time in a row. I would like to take the opportunity to extend my warmest congratulations to all the awardees this evening. Bravo to you all. Inclusive education, there is so much to say about this topic. I really don't know where to begin. I know for many of you in this hall, the issue of inclusive education in your respective countries is a given, as you have been perfecting your methodologies, your systems, your approaches, and to a very high degree of sophistication, and for a very long time. It is amazing what you've been able to achieve. And you all ought to be highly commended for your efforts, as inclusive education is unquestionably a fundamental imperative. For the rest of us, or for most of us who come from developing countries, unfortunately, the picture is not so rosy. Some of us are doing much better than others, but in totality, as a global community, we are way, way behind, and the challenge is beyond enormous. My country, Jordan, is in the unenviable position of being among the countries that has a mountain to climb. We have some schools, mostly private, that took the initiative early and have blazed the way on inclusive education and have done really, really well, like the Al-Hussein Society, the Arab Episcopal School in Irbid, the Alliance Academy, the King's Academy, plus several others. But in general, as a country, it hurts me to say that the vast majority of children with disabilities are not in school. They are not in specialized schools, nor in inclusive schools. They are either sitting at home or passing their time idly in daycare centers that provide very limited or no formal education whatsoever. We sadly woke up to this reality a few years ago, that we had in fact an enormous problem on our hands. What perplexed me the most at the time was the question, how come no one in the past paid any attention to this issue? It was really maddening and a source of great consternation. For children with disabilities to be neglected and not to be educated was, to me and my colleagues, totally unacceptable. The one shining and positive truth is that we were and still are ready to acknowledge our shortcomings, swallow our pride, not point fingers or apportion blame to others, but to admit our failures by taking swift action. And we pursued this swift action unabashedly by clearly articulating the call for inclusive education in Article 18 of our newly legislated law on the rights of persons with disabilities that was enacted in 2017. This was a great achievement and a huge step forward for my country, Jordan. In addition, a few weeks ago, we launched our 10-year national strategy for inclusive education that establishes the parameters and outlines what we hope to achieve. Also, we were able to overcome our biggest challenge of all, that of cost, by securing very generous funding from GIZ for the coming few years. Our approach to solving this issue will be a three-pronged approach. We plan to introduce a limited number of children with disabilities at first into kindergarten, as well as to devise a rescue plan of remedial education for older children who have never attended school, to ensure that they achieve their potential. And in addition, we have the enormous challenge of assessing the capacities and needs of the relatively limited number of children with disabilities who are currently in school. We are no doubt going to face huge complex problems as we roll out this plan. And in the future, the challenge will mostly be related to cost and sustainability, as I see it, especially when we begin to scale up our services to accommodate more and more children with disabilities. As I reflect upon my country's challenges, I cannot help but wonder how other developing countries facing the same predicament will overcome the hurdles that they face and provide quality, inclusive education to their children with disabilities. In my humble view, we all need to think in innovative ways with the spirit of Zero Project to find the solutions to these complex barriers that can be shared amongst us all. As I see it, the problem resolves around three central issues: political will, capacity, and funding. Regarding political will, I throw out the question to you: how often do you think leaders in developing countries talk about disability? My assumption or belief is hardly ever, or more likely never at all, as the topic is not on the radar screen and rarely on the agenda at high-level bilateral meetings, and as a consequence is often just brushed aside. So we need to think of novel ways to remedy this problem. The question is how. How do we convince governments to pay more attention to and to elevate the discussion to the highest of levels? How can we do that? Regarding capacity in inclusive education and across the board, the countries that have it must share it more freely with others, or at least to the greatest extent possible. This is doable and feasible. The Zero Project is a prime example of how it can be done. On funding, I believe that the developed world, with its sophisticated systems, can do a lot more in providing financial assistance and or showing others how to find, generate, or earmark funding for disability from within their own budgets. Like I mentioned earlier, the challenges that we face as a global community vis-à-vis disability are gargantuan. So let's utilize our presence here at the Zero Project to think big. Let's think out of the box and come up with something radically new. It now gives me great pleasure to give the podium to someone much more knowledgeable than I am, my dear colleague and senior advisor, Ms. Alia Zereikat, to elucidate these matters even further. I thank you all.
Thank you, Your Royal Highness. It's an honor and a privilege to share the floor with you this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, our partners in the disability equality movement, the Zero Project family, good evening. And to the many winners here tonight, Mabruk, congratulations. It's wonderful to be with you all here and to be given the opportunity to share my story in inclusive education. I was born 2 months premature on the 14th of February 1978 And on the third day, I developed a series of complications which led to cerebral palsy in the form of spastic quadriplegia. This affected my hearing, my speech, and my mobility. I began forming sentences at the age of 6. I stood for the first time with the aid of crutches at the age of 9. I took my first steps with sticks at the age of 12, and I walked on a straight line at the age of 13. In the absence of qualitative physiotherapy and occupational therapy at the time in Jordan, and having my uncle in the UK, the journey of treatment and rehabilitation began in 1979 in London, with my father's endless support and my mother insisting that she become my physiotherapist. After enrolling in a KG at age 4, I entered a private mainstream school in Amman, at a time where there was no national inclusive education organizations, no national inclusive policy. Again, I enrolled as an irregular student accompanied by my mother. At first, students didn't accept me. They would ask, "Why are you here? You don't belong with us. Go to where you belong." The school's administration and staff were aware of those challenges, and so they quickly acted to answer to my personal, emotional, and academic needs. I will share with you just a few of the main interventions. Allowing my mother to remain with me in class, especially during the first few years when I couldn't sit alone. Number 2, finishing the curricula was never the staff or the teacher's aims. They were much more interested and invested in how information was presented, how I interacted with what I was hearing and learning, so that even exams were presented to me and given to me in the same set of questions as everyone else, but orally, not written. Third, adapting the schedule of the whole class to my own personal rehabilitation program. So classes of art and PE were often scheduled after one another to allow me the opportunity to go out of class, go do a session of physiotherapy, and then come back and rejoin the class. Fourth, assigning peers in my class to help me move around or take notes for me. As part of the school's anti-bullying policy, that's the 5th point, assigning students older than me to serve as my anti-bullying officers, especially outside the classroom. All this led to a distinctive improvement in my academic performance in high school, and I began gaining popularity and even tutoring some of my friends and peers in assignments and schoolwork. It was then that I decided I wanted to go to the university in the UK. A decision which brought about another wonderful collaboration between the school and the British Council. Together, they worked hard to find reasonable accommodations that suited my needs. So while I sat for exams, subjects like human biology enabled me to describe the organs rather than actually draw them. Plus having the additional extra time that every other student with a disability usually needs. I graduated in 1997 and was the valedictorian in the class. I recall that when my parents went to thank the school principal, this is what she said: "It is Alia we must thank, as having her in the school taught our students how to accept and deal with difference. She taught them how to look after their bodies, and Alia grew, and we grew with her in knowledge and experience." I am not a hero, no. I am simply the product of efforts of a group of people, group of individuals who believed in heaven's justice on earth, people who came together, united in doing their best for me. I thank the Lord for all that He has given, my parents and the entire network of support. I thank my school for truly living out the saying that says, "Children learn what they live." children learn what they live. For if a child lives with acceptance and friendship and justice, she or he learns to find love in the world. Now you know why I was born on the 14th of February, people. We are a small desert country with minimal resources, a country that invests what little we have in our citizens. My school, a private sector model, has shown that it does not take much to become inclusive. And it is often what goes on in the classroom that is the focus. But while classrooms are important, it is usually the human resource, the people, that are even more important. There was someone here in the room yesterday who said, inclusion is not a place, it's people and a process, and I completely agree with that. But what about the thousands and thousands of children out there who were not given the same support that I had been given? As we continue sharing best practices in inclusive education, let us not forget or take for granted their stories, their voices, and work to produce solutions that are not only for the privileged, or for those that are seen or visible. Our task is to uncover the many layers and barriers, channeling the voices and experiences that will allow us to once and for all provide education for all people with disabilities. I thank you all.
Thank you for sharing your stories. You are such a strong woman.
Bless you.
I adore what you are doing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
She's a champion. I don't know. She tells me what to say.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, both of you. I think for your heart, your story, your accountability, your commitment, your honesty. Thank you. I think a round of applause. What a beautiful way to have this night. So, okay, everyone, breathe. There's nothing better than people telling honest stories, I think. We're in for the very last few awards, and they are no less important than the last that's gone before them. So let's just give our hearts and our energy for our final awards for the Zero Conference 2020. And I'm going to hand over to Wilfred again. Off we go, Wilfred.
Congratulations to the Association of Community Centres, Amitim, in partnership with the Ministry of Health from Israel. The Amitim Centres provide people with psychosocial disabilities with social and educational support and help them engage in joint activities with the local community.
Congratulations again to the Rodrigo Mendes Institute from Brazil for Diversa. Diversa is a website that serves as a research bank on inclusive education for educators, policymakers, professionals, and families of children with disabilities in Brazil. Diversa offers more than 140 articles and almost 300 practices and solutions. Although the site is available in Portuguese only, Diversa has users from 110 countries.
Congratulations to the University of Belgrade, Serbia, with their Faculty of Architecture. The faculty offers courses to improve the knowledge of professionals, particularly architects and urban planners, about integrating universal design principles into their work, focusing on physical accessibility. The project has led to changes regarding curricula and training of planners. Moreover, various cities have been assessed on accessibility criteria.
Congratulations to Taft Community College from the United States for their transition to independent living program. The program offers post-secondary education for adults over 18 years with intellectual or developmental disabilities. It provides independent living skills training and work experience to increase participants' functional, social, and career skills.
Congratulations to the Madrasa Early Childhood Programs, Zanzibar, Tanzania. The program focuses on teacher training in inclusive methods and intervention. In addition, it creates greater community awareness by working with parents and administrators.
Congratulations to the Center for Sign Linguistics and Deaf Studies at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. The university introduced a bilingual deaf education program targeting deaf and hard of hearing children from infancy to secondary education. Deaf and hearing students studied together in the same classroom, receiving sign language and oral instructions simultaneously.
Congratulations to Save the Children International for their project in Bangladesh. The organization runs its HOPE program in 3 rural districts in Bangladesh. It is a low-cost model to ensure and increase the enrollment of out-of-school children, including children with disabilities. Congratulations to the King Abdulaziz University of Saudi Arabia. The university launched a project to make its campus and facilities accessible for students with disabilities. Focusing on students with visual impairments, the university laid down tactile pathways and Bluetooth beacons, and textbooks were converted to DAISY format.
Congratulations to Enable Scotland for their Stepping Up program. Stepping Up offers an alternative curriculum to support students to develop skills and confidence for a better transition, either to higher education or employment.
Congratulations to the All-Russian Society of Disabled People from Russia. The society offers seminars and trainings for persons with disabilities and representatives of non-profit and commercial organizations on the effective removal of barriers in the built environment. In a second step, ARDS initiated a social franchise model to set up expert centers on accessible environments across Russia.
Congratulations to Benedict from the United States for Bookshare. Bookshare is a global accessible virtual library for persons with print disabilities. Available in the US and 87 other countries, it provides books and printed materials in 5 accessible formats at a lower cost than traditional methods.
Congratulations to the State University of Zanzibar, Tanzania, for their teacher training in inclusive education. The university has developed 7 training modules, which were reviewed by Zanzibar stakeholders and tested in 8 pilot schools. So far, 170 teachers in all 8 pilot schools have been trained.
Congratulations to SpeechGear from the United States for their Streamer captioning service. Streamer is a subscription-based website that captions speech to text in real time. It also offers simultaneous translation into 117 languages. The service targets deaf students or those with other hearing impairments.
Congratulations to the Action Foundation from Kenya. Their project promotes early childhood care and education for children aged 4 to 8. Their approach includes early identification, child safeguarding, creating enabling learning environments, and strengthening the ability of teachers and caregivers to interact with the children.
Congratulations to Pixel from Germany. Pixel Mobil is a peer-to-peer teaching approach whereby people with intellectual disability teach other persons with disabilities and senior citizens on how to use digital media.
Congratulations to Young Power in Social Action, YPSA, from Bangladesh. YPSA started a project to make books available in accessible formats for students with visual and print disabilities. The project uses globally accepted standards for audiobooks and open source technology to convert books into audio formats.
Congratulations to Save the Children Philippines for their Kasali project. Kasali, which means no one is left behind in Filipino, is an inclusive education program for children. It uses a range of methods such as establishing model schools, training teachers in inclusive teaching techniques, and educating parents.
Congratulations to the Universal Design Center of BNCA University in India. The center has developed curricula, content, and teaching learning methods to train and to promote universal design. Starting with just 2 architectural institutes in 2014, it had grown to more than 30 across India by 2018.
Congratulations to Syracuse University from the United States for the Disability Law and Policy Program, DLPP. College of Law courses include US Disability Law, International Human Rights. DLPP students may also work as interns during the summer or full-time for a semester at disability law-related offices. Congratulations to the US Department of Labor and their Pathways to Careers program. The program aims to increase retention, academic success, and career development for young persons with disabilities. Approaches include improving campus accessibility, supporting career planning, and providing work-based learning.
Okay, and that concludes all the awardees. So can I say big round of applause, please? Put it together. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Now, a few messages, my friends, before anybody runs out to dinner. I would like us to give a big round of applause to Seema and Tom, who read all those out. To Wilfred and his team of amazing people to make that happen. Because it is only 20 past 8. I want to thank all the guys in tech and all the interpreters here. They have done an amazing job. This was a really hard thing to do, so thank you. Woo-hoo! I want to thank our ambassadors, our keynote speakers, and Martin Essl. But now I am asking all of you who are awardees to please come to the stage, because it's that fun time when we try and fit you all into one photograph.
Together with the ambassadors, please.
Together with the ambassadors, please. Okay, so can we have you all up, and we're going to have a little bit of music to dance our way into the photograph. Come on, everybody. Come on.